that didn't work. I guess I better do something different. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Woo-wee. Hope everybody's doing well today. We're not going to get too excited. We'll let people get in here, but thank you guys for being here. I appreciate that. Got a lot of little office stuff I'm working on tonight. That's a horrible picture. All right. I got a lot of work to do. What am I doing? Got lots of stuff. How do I look tonight? Do I look all right? There we go. Well, you know, it's Wednesday in my part of the world for everybody who's joining me tonight. It's been a decent day, starting to cool off a little bit, but other than that, it's been a pretty decent day. It has. We thank you all for being here, liking, subscribing, and sharing. All that good stuff. Announce yourself as you come in. Say hello. How are you? What you up to? All of those good things. You got any questions about anything, you just let me know. And we will help you out with the answers. I got a bunch of stuff I'm working on in my office, everybody. Thank you all for being here. So, sorting out stuff that needs to be shredded, stuff that needs to go in the garbage, you know. You guys ever have to go through that process? Weeding through the mail. Dennis, identify as a wallet? Man, I tell you what. It's about the only thing I identify as, or I feel like. You know, just wait until you see us this weekend, Dennis. You know, you think my wallet's going to be crying. It's going to be so bad this weekend that your wallet's going to cry for my wallet. Your wallet is going to have empathy and sympathy pain for my wallet. So, it's going to be horrible. It's my birthday month, and I'm the one who's having a hurt wallet. I don't know how this works in my life, how things got so backwards, Dennis, but, you know, I guess it is what it is. Not a whole lot we can do about it, I don't guess. Because we're going out of town this weekend. Not that I want to, but we're going out of town. Oh, got that done. All right. I identify as a used, beat-up wallet that's been put to the test. I mean, that's what I identify as. Shit. Well, Dennis, she does need a second job, especially as much as she spends. You know, I know she's listening in the background, or she will be shortly, Dennis. But yeah, we could use a second job in this household. Let me tell you. You know, my e-banking for $5 million hasn't gone too well. So that's not working. So as a second job, that one's not doing, that's not cutting it. Man. We could use it, Dennis. Hell, I would take a third job, fourth job, any job. But yeah, we're on a quest this weekend. Oops. Something wrong with that? Here. Why is that not closing? All right. Tim's in the house. Tim, how are you? Good to see you. Mrs. Pack is sending you, no, it's no hurry, Dennis, but Lorelei is sending you a Gcash or whatever they do, thingy. But it's no hurry. We got plenty of time. I'm just letting you know that she is working on that. I'm just trying to stay out of the way because I don't know what she's doing. So, Tim, good evening, and thank you for being here. We appreciate you guys. So, but yes, Dennis, my wallet is hurting. My wallet is empty. My wallet is broke. My wallet is crying. So, and then we're head off to Dallas Saturday morning, bright and early. Dallas, Texas, 5-hour drive. If I was a big drinker, I'd be a big drinker. Got a whole bunch of people watching in the background. All of you folks in the background, don't be shy. I know this is your favorite channel. This is the only place on the internet to be, to get all the information you need. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. All of you 45,000 people watching in the background. Don't be scared. Be brave. Come forward. It's okay. This is a safe place, even for you. It is. I'm just saying. Tim, hope you're feeling good today. I'm cleaning up my office, working on some videos today, sorting junk mail, waiting on a drug shipment to come in. I am scared, says Robert. Well, Robert, that's okay. It's okay to be scared. If you're scared, then you know that you're alive. It's when you no longer have fear of anything that you have to check your pulse and find out if you're alive. But it's a good thing to be scared on this channel. This channel has made many people cry. It has made many people beg and weep. It has had many people thinking twice about their decisions in life. So, you're in the right place if you're scared. I'm trying to get things sorted. I need to do some shredding tomorrow. Bro, come with me to Honolulu. I haven't carried money in my wallet in 50 years. You're a smart man. Tim is a smart man. I don't even know where my wallet is today. Oh, there's my wallet. You guys, here, I have a wallet. My wallet, I'm going to tell you, let me talk to you about my wallet. One, it's empty. But two, I've had this for many years, like 10 years. I've been married 11 years. And let me tell you why it's relevant. I had to personally, this is one thing I've learned about Filipino women. One of my experiences and things I've figured out. So I had a very good leather wallet, had it, I don't know, forever. I don't know, had it forever since forever. Well, one day my wife apparently, this is when I wasn't very smart, like yesterday, she wanted to buy a new purse at some leather store in somewhere. And she's like, oh, well, you need to buy a wallet. You should get a new wallet since your wallet is so old. And I'm like, well, but my wallet's fine, And then what I figured out was she convinced me to buy a wallet so that could justify her buying a purse. That was like, I don't know, this is like $10, and her purse was like, I don't know, a lot more than $10. So one little tip you got to learn about women. So can I have that wallet? Lucky wallet. Well, it's not really lucky. I wouldn't call it lucky. I think my other one was luckier. It's what I had before I got married. This is what I had since I got married. So, but yeah, you can have it. I'll sell it to you for, I tell you what. I'll do, Alec. I'll tell you what I do, what I'll do for you. Since I have become world famous and I have the greatest YouTube channel on the planet, I will go ahead and autograph this for you and let you have it for $1,000. That's it. $1,000 autographed, it's yours. Jim, I don't have any money to put in the wallet. That's why my wallet has no money in it. I got a fly in here. Kill that ant, gnat. Maybe I got it. I understand that. Pat is in the house. Good evening, brother. Good to see you. Hello, everybody. I think my computer screen's crooked. Thank you all for being here, by the way. I got a gnat flying in here. Love your shirt. Thank you. See, tonight, here's what you guys haven't picked up on. You know how many tropical shirts I have and how colorful I like to be, right? MK R Plays, hello, and good to see you. Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way, coming in. So, I like to wear hats and shirts that match. Well, that's what I got these lights for. See, now my lighting matches my outfits. Now, am I cool or what? Is that not the coolest thing on the internet? So, hello, Tim. Doggy's back in the house. Good to see you, Doggy. How are you, man? So, you'll see, everybody say hello to each other, by the way. Please do that. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Big shout out to everybody. But say hi to RKR and Robert, Alec Robert in the house. Tim's in the house. Pat's in the house. Dennis is in the house. Doggy's in the house. Everybody say hello. So, that's what the whole concept is now with my tropical shirts and my cool hats. Pat, I decided to buy these lights that I can change colors on. I don't know. Maybe I got too much time on my hands. I think most people would think I got too much time on my hands. Doggy says, "Sup, Ace?" Pat, that's right. You like that? I mean, it looks good, right? I got watches, not enough watches. But I do got watches to match shirts. So, and I thought my studio here would be a little cooler if it was darker and all you could see was my beautiful face. My wife says that I should show off my beautiful face more. And yes, she is delusional, Tim and Dennis. My hat's crooked though. This is a really cool hat. It's made in China, by the way. Just to let you know. I thought it was funny. We were at all right, I should have taken a picture of it and I forgot to do it. We went to a big Christmas thing over the weekend, right? And I'm doing a video on it. The video will be out probably next week. And we'll probably do a live stream after the Christmas thing. But here's what's funny is it is a Native American type of situation, what we have going on where the Christmas lights are. And, because Arkansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma is big Native American territory. And until the white people ran them off and killed them, this was their land. So they were selling Native American blankets or what? Now, they didn't claim on that. I got to give them a little bit of credit. They didn't say these were Native American blankets, but they look just like a Native American blankets that you would find at places that sell Native American blankets. But they were made in China. Now, to their credit, they didn't say they were, but I thought it was funny they were made in China. Doggy says, I couldn't pull it off. Yeah, you can. You got to pull it off. Doggy, you're kind of new. One philosophy, blah, 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 I have is this. If you guys know, in our work environment, we've always been told that you want to dress for the job that you want, not the job you have. So if you want to dress to be a male prostitute, then that's how you need to dress. Or you want to be one, you need to dress like that. Right? We've all heard this. So I adapt that to my personal environment. I want to be where it's warm, beautiful, sandy. There's a lot of fishing. So I wear tropical shirts, envisioning that's where I am. It's part of my psychology. Doggy says, hello, Pat. Hello, DB. Native American blanket style. That's right. Right. Style made in China. Made in China. I think I told you guys about the guy I knew in the Philippines that was from Pakistan. I met this guy. Maybe he's from India. Maybe India. From India, who was designing. So he was from India, not Indian, like in America, but India, like the country in Southeast Asia, living in the Philippines, designing Native American jewelry to be made in in China, and sold in Japan as the authentic thing. So some guy from India was designing Native American jewelry, made it in China, and then sold it in Japan as the real stuff. Kenisha's in the house. Good to see ya. How you doing, Pat? She says, we're doing pretty good today. Today's Wednesday. It's been a pretty decent day. We're just trying to gear up. Thank you all for the thumbs up, by the way. Don't forget to do that. It's always very, very important to do that. And if you're on your phone or smart tablet or one of those things, I've just figured out this thing about double tapping the screen and you can give people thumbs up. I didn't know that. Once again, Tim, Lorelai's working on your thing for the Rice for Life thing. So she's working on that, doing good. Hello, Kenisha from Tim. How's everybody doing tonight? I want to know what you guys are up to. What's going on with you? Is there anything I can do for you? Any problems I can solve? Is there anything you would like to bitch and moan about? You're welcome to do that on this channel. I am happy to let people bitch and whine because no other YouTube channels allow people to bitch and whine. So they all say, no, don't say, don't. Well, as long as it's not bad words, you can complain about anything you want to complain. You can even complain about my pretty pink hat. I know you'd just be jealous if you are complaining about it, but you can still complain it. You got to go to the gym, Tim says. Got to work out. Got to get them muskers. Man, I got to work out. I've lost so much muscle strength getting older. Man, it's pathetic. I doubt if I could bench press. I don't know. I'd be lucky to bench press 225 pounds these days. I'd be shocked if I could do over 225. I'm just very disappointed in old age. I just don't understand it, Tim. Pat likes that. How are you doing, Tim from Kenisha? So, Pat, how's things in your part of the world? Anything exciting going on? We haven't heard from a lot of the girls lately for some reason. All of the Filipinas that used to come visit us ran away. So, working on some Christmas stuff. I think starting this next week and weekend, Lorelai will be decorating the house. We got Thanksgiving coming up the week after that. So I got a bunch of stuff going on. Why does this keep popping up? There we go. I was going to paste a video. I wonder if I can find it. Staying warm, getting things ready for Thanksgiving. Yes. Yeah, we too. We're off to Dallas, right, as you all know. And we're going to spend a lot of money that I don't want to spend in Dallas. But I have no control over it. Where in the world did that video go? Huh. Maybe it didn't last. Sounds good. Thanksgiving. Yeah, we always do Thanksgiving here. There it is. So we've ordered Thanksgiving this year from Harps. It's a grocery store. Next year, if we're living around here, we may do a Sam's Club. But this year, we went ahead. Well, I don't want to do that. That's not the one I want. We went ahead and ordered it from not a gourmet grocery store, but a grocery store. So it's going to run about $130, including or with tax, for enough to feed probably 6 people. There's only 4 of us. So it comes with everything: the turkey, the gravy, the dressing, rice, broccoli casserole, the stuffing or the dressing, mashed potatoes, a pie. I don't know. I think there's something else, some rolls, all of that stuff. So, Doggy, what are you going to do for Thanksgiving? Pat's having a big family Thanksgiving, I'm sure, right, Pat? I don't think I have any right to complain. I don't want to depress anyone. That's all right. We have antidepressants. Look, I can sell you some antidepressants real cheap, Tim. I mean, real cheap. I'm telling you, 150 bucks a pill, best antidepressants in the world. I'm telling you. I could do it, Tim. Just saying, and you can even pick them up local there in the Philippines. I'll call it in and you can pick them up local there. Yeah, that's a thumbnail. I don't really care about that. Nephews are coming for Thanksgiving. Oh, all right. Yeah, it's just the four of us. Lorelai and I and our friends here. Lots of $100 for Happy Medicine. Yes. Yes. Well, I was just going to give them some like baby aspirin. I was going to sell them some baby aspirin and tell them it's really good stuff. Because it's the power of the mind, right? If you believe something is, then something is. I believe I'm handsome, so I am. I believe I'm intelligent, so I am. No matter what anybody else says, thinks, or does. The power of belief. The power of belief. Oh, that's a really long video. That's 30 minutes. I don't know if I want to do that. All right. Oh, yeah. I mean, right? Yeah, in the Philippines, you definitely don't want to be caught with anything that's illegal. No green, no red, no whites, no anything. I already had the antidepressant. Is she tall and slender and I can't remember the rest of that song. She's tall and slender and da 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 da. Your antidepressant is a young hot Filipina. So it's never, as long as you don't get married to them, it's never depressing. Oh, I'm going to be in so much trouble, Dennis. Migraine medicine is $125 per pill. Holy crap and butt farts. That's a lot of money. I'm really disappointed this year. I take a very specialized heart medicine. And online, all right, well, I tell you what, I'll buy a whole bunch of them and I'll let you have them for $225 each. My insurance company, now this is a common heart med. Well, apparently my insurance company this year for the first time ever has decided they don't cover that drug anymore. So now I have to take a generic version of it, which I don't know if it's the same or not. But I thought that was strange. They've been covering it all these years and now they're not. Not on your bets, so. But yes, we're having the traditional Thanksgiving food crap here. For Thanksgiving, we are. We're going to do a seafood boil for Christmas. New Year, we usually don't do anything exciting either. So I'm not too fired up about getting too crazy. Lorelai's got a bunch of parties she's going to, as long as I don't got to go to it. Doggy says, I'll check you later. All right, my friend, be careful. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not doing a whole bunch of parties or anything this winter. Holy crap, not cheap when I use 10 per month. Holy crap and butt parts, that's a lot. Wow. I wouldn't be able to swing that. Man, that's a lot, Tim. It's amazing how much drugs are. And this heart medicine I've been taking, You know, works really nice. And I run out in about 30 days. I have to switch over to this other one in about 30 days, so we'll see how well it does. I'm going to pretend there's not any difference. Is what I'm going to tell myself, that I'm hoping that there's no real difference in it, is what I'm going to try to do. And I've been out of one of my drugs, waiting for it to show up. I thought it was going to be in the mail today, but it's still not here. So I like to get it before I go to Dallas this weekend, because my back and knees are going to be screaming all weekend from all the driving and sitting that I'm going to be doing. So I definitely would appreciate some of my anti-inflammatory coming in to help out for this weekend. You get it for free at the VA. Well, all right. Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, there are certain things that are really good. You know, the VA does a really good job on a lot of things, I think, from what people say. I'm having some crackers for dinner. On the menu tonight are very unhealthy toasted cheese sandwich. Oh, look. I want you guys to read this. You see it? I know it's backwards, but it says toast cheese. It doesn't even say the word cheese in it anymore, because there's no cheese in my peanut butter and cheese crackers. I'm not even sure there's any peanut butter in my peanut butter crackers. They are, wow, no cheese in my cheese crackers. I don't know, man, that's pretty scary. Uh-oh, somebody's messaging me over here. Somebody's having a big birthday party real soon. I don't care. I'm not going to the birthday party. I don't care if Lorelai does or not, but I have no desire to go. But let's see. What else is going on in everybody's world today? I got my new pacemaker card in the mail. I got to put, oh, where's my wallet? Does anybody remember where I put my wallet? When you have a pacemaker, if you didn't know, they give you one of these cards. And they really want you to carry it around with you, so that whenever you go to a hot dog, whenever you go to the hot dog, whenever you go to the hospital, sometimes they have machines that can scan it and tell you what it is. Other times they don't, and they want to know. So you carry one of these cards around with you. You can whip it out, and the hospital knows everything about the pacemaker. It's like at the end of the next month, I go for an MRI, my first one with a new pacemaker. And so I'll present it even though they know it, and so they know how to deactivate it. My birthday party will not be on my birthday. I celebrated with Thanksgiving dinner. Same here. I mean, Tim, your birthday and my birthday is about the same time. So Galactic's in the house. How are you? How are you, Galactic? What's going on? How are you doing these days? I know you got good news on Dad. How's the effort with the green? So Tim, yeah, Lorelai is pretending. This is another Filipina manipulation thing. She's going to go buy herself a very special gift, and she's pretending that the trip to Dallas is all for my birthday month, even though it's not for me. She's going to go buy what she wants. She's been saving up. She's going to go to Dallas, the only place you can get it close to us, and she's going to buy it there. But hey, it's my birthday weekend. That's her justification. I was 2, I think. Good man, thanks. And you slipping back, and I'm smoking again. Not like before, just late evening, still not good. Yeah, I think, I think the key is this, and I'm serious about this. You got to keep trying. It's better to try and fail than to have never tried. And so don't get too bent out of shape on it. But I highly recommend, and I do believe that they say, and this is for all things, that the majority of us struggle with these problems and these issues, and it's not a quick fix. So, Tim, I was born on the cusp of Thanksgiving myself. So don't give up, Rob. Just stay focused one day at a time. Every day that you can do a little less is better for you. Yeah, good, thanks, man. And you, I'm doing good. We're doing pretty good. Tim says, Galactic, it's normal, you're human. Pat says, I am back in the house again. So, I think the key is, and I know this, I think the key is, Rob, everybody, don't get hung up in the perceived failures. Celebrate the small victories. Every few years, yeah, I think mine's like every 11 years. I think about every 11 years or something, mine pops up on Thanksgiving too. I can't remember. As long as it's not affecting my work and relationships, then I can wait until next year. Now that sounds like an excuse. That sounds like an excuse, my friend. It's kind of like what I tell myself about working out. Well, I'm going to start working out. Well, I had to get the pacemaker changed. Well, I got to wait until after the first year. Yours is every 6 years. Mine might be that. I can't remember. But I know it happens quite a bit. I know it does. That's right. It's a de facto excuse. You got that right. Pat says they're scarfing down sub sandwiches tonight. We had Jimmy John's today. Lorelai and I had that for lunch and dinner. Was Jimmy John's sandwiches. I like Jimmy John better than Subway. Subway's gotten gross for some reason. I don't know what it is. There's just something about Subway sandwiches that have really gone down the hill. And then I don't like Jersey Mike's at all either, so I'm kind of particular. But yeah, we had Jimmy John's. They're expensive. I mean, we bought 2 sandwiches for like $25. Pat says, hello, that sounds great. Yeah, it's hard to find a good sub sandwich in the Philippines. We are going to Jollibee this weekend, by the way. Anybody want me to bring you back Jollibee? We're going to Jollibee. And I like my sub sandwiches to have a lot of good vegetables and not too much meat and cheese. I don't like really thick meat and cheese. I want it just to be normal with a lot of good vegetables. I suffer through Subway. I just don't like Subway. You know, their bread's not that great anymore. Their vegetables, I know they're real, but they don't seem ripe. They seem artificial in a way, and I'm sure they're not. But when you eat their vegetables, it's kind of like it doesn't have any taste. So we haven't done Subway in a very long time. But the goal is to do Jollibee this weekend for the girls. Well, Tim, what I'll say about that is I used to like Subway's meatball sandwiches. I like their marinara sauce. But I don't like their meatballs because their meatballs aren't meatballs. So I make meatball subs at home with real meatballs. Subway's meatballs don't seem like real meat. I'm not sure if it still is, but Subway's bread was classed as a cake because of all the sugars. I don't doubt it. Ah, let me Google that. Let me Google that. Lorelei's in the house. Everybody said hello to Lorelei. Subway bread has been controversial, classified as cake in some contexts due to its high sugar content. I don't like their bread, particularly following a ruling by Ireland's Supreme Court. In 2020, Ireland's Supreme Court ruled that Subway bread contained too much sugar to be legally classified as bread under the country's value-added tax. Wow. The law states for baked goods to qualify as bread, its sugar content must not exceed 2% of the total weight of flour. Subway's bread is reported to contain about 10% sugar, leading the courts to believe it is a type of cake or high sugar bun instead. Once again, Galactic Gaming has come to the table to play. Lorelei, everybody saying hello to Lorelei. Good. Did you send the Gcash number for the generous people who was trying to donate from the Philippines? No, Lorelei, I don't know how to do that. I thought you were sending Tim the number. No, you. I don't know what the Gcash number is, Lorelei. Tim is there in our message. Just send it to Tim. Tim knows, and Tim knows we're in no hurry. So I don't know how to do it. I don't even know what it is. Hi, Tim. How are you? Hey, Rob. Hi, everybody just listening here in the background. I am good today, Tim says. But I don't like their vegetables. Their vegetables seem, yucky. They just seem like a... Okay, send FB so I can forward it to you. I don't know what you want, Lorelei. I don't. All right. All right. All right, I'll show it to you later, Lorelei. I don't know what you're asking. Yeah, I don't know how to do what Lorelei's asking me. I don't know. But Tim, we'll get it sent to you, one way or the other. Here, maybe I can do this for my wife. Okay, let me do that. Anthony's in the house. How are you? Good to see you, Anthony. How you been, man? We haven't seen you in quite a while. How are you? What's going on in your part of the world? Is it nice and cold where you're at? Everybody say hello to Anthony. We haven't seen Anthony in a while. Let me send my wife a message, which I didn't know how to do that either, but whatever. Hang on. How come wives just can't make it easy for us to do things, but they can't do it that way? They got to make it hard. So there you go. Everybody say hello to Anthony. Thank you for doing that. Hello, Anthony. No, Anthony, I am still e-begging for that $5 million. It just hasn't arrived yet. And to be honest, I'm starting to feel bad because I don't think anybody's going to give me that money, man. I'm not feeling really good about that. I'm very upset. I'm starting to get my feelings hurt. Glad to say hello, Anthony. Hey, Tim. How are you, Brother Tony? Good to see you from Pat. So yeah, I'm starting to take it a little personal that nobody wants to give me $5 million. You know, it's starting to underline or undermine my belief in myself, my motivation to come here every day and e-beg. You know, it's starting to bring me down, So, but thanks for asking, you know. And look, I would tell you that if somebody did give it to me, I'd let you guys know. And hello, Brother Pat from Indiana. That's right, the great state of Indiana where it's cold and snowy and wintry. And they're going to freeze to death because it's so cold up there. Unlike Dennis, who lives in Canada, who's not going to freeze to death. All right, Tim, we appreciate you going to the gym. Get some exercise in there. Nothing wrong with that. Crap. That's not going to be good. Said it like a preacher. That's right. Well, you know, a little fire and brimstone, you know, is a good way to sell and hustle. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, children. You can't have one without the other. Supposed to have snow on Thanksgiving. Not here, thank God. Well, maybe here. I don't know. But yeah, when I sell my business for hundreds of millions, I'll sort out your beach house. Woohoo! Can you live down the road from mine? Yes. The answer to that, Rob, Galactic Gaming? Yeah. I guess we could put up with you. We could do it. Anthony says, I am believing God for $5 million, but God has told me that you must look into your bank account and see if you have the money there. I have. I did it today, and the answer was no. No, I have been let down. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, great members of this channel. If you want me to fly on that private jet from doctor's appointments to doctor's appointments, you need to buy me a private jet. Only God wants you to know that I need a private jet. God wants you to buy me a private jet. If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding. I like pudding, by the way. I actually really do like pudding. I like butterscotch pudding. You know, Jello, gelatin, watch it wiggle, see it jiggle. Send me 5,000, it will unlock. There you go. From a Cortar Prince, and will give us all problem. Woohoo! Well, you know, the what's his face was in America today. The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia was in town today. So I thought maybe he would be the one that would give me the money, but he didn't do it. He didn't do it. You know, it reminds me of that movie called The Jerk with Steve Martin. You guys remember that? Where Steve Martin made the Omni Grab and he sold it and made millions. And people were always coming and asking him for things. And I love the one where the guy comes in and he says, I need new leather seats in my private jet. You know, I can't expect my friends to sit on, cracked leather seats. I need money for new leather seats on my private jet. And Steve Martin's like, yes, you're right. Oh, no, you can't let your friends sit on bad seats. You know, you didn't e-beg hard enough. That's right. I didn't believe hard enough. I didn't e-beg hard enough. You know, I didn't make you guys all promise to give me 10% of your earnings for the rest of your life. Yes, I remember that. You remember that, Pat? The Jerk, the movie. I love the movie. You know, I think his name was Nathan, right? Wasn't that his name, Nathan? But I remember the guy coming in and wanting to get some new seats for his private jet. And it's like, yes, I would feel ashamed if my friends had to sit on my cracked leather seats. Nathan R. Maven, was that his name? Nathan R. Maven, or something like that, right? Remember, he grew up in a black family thinking he was black. Remember? Good movie. Good movie. You couldn't make it today. Everybody get mad at you today if you made the movie. But it was pretty funny. Those were good movies back in the day. Now we just got to watch movies where, not good stuff goes on. And I like how his Omni Grab made everybody go cross-eyed, if you remember, from looking at it. But the moral of the story is, he got the girl. He got the girl, after all. And his dog's name was Stupid, right? Wasn't his dog's name Stupid? Like a poodle or something? Come on, Stupid. You're coming with me whether you like it or not, Stupid. I think the dog's name was Stupid. So you gotta love that. Now if they made the movie, everybody would be offended and mad and say, oh my God, how dare you? How dare you make fun of things? That dog has a right not to be called stupid. We're going to sue your movie company for calling the dog stupid. That's not a dog, it's a cat, by the way, We want to identify the dog as a cat, and cats can't be stupid. All kinds of goofy stuff. And then the other good movie that I really liked they were in was Stir Crazy. You guys remember that movie? Kind of funny. Stir Crazy. Oh, man. Well, there's nothing good on TV right now coming up. I don't think there's anything good coming out for the holiday season. You guys know of any movies or TV shows that we should watch right now? Does anybody have a favorite TV show that we should watch? Lorelai just got done watching the Alien Nation on Hulu. Alien Nation, I think what it was. Where they bring the aliens to the planet Earth TV series. So she says it was really good. And I like to watch the crime movies, but I've seen them all. And all the crime shows. So I'm watching a Canadian one now called, I don't know, some guy's name. I can't remember it. But some guy's name like Jordan or something. Alien Earth, is that what it is? Galactic Earth, Alien Earth? Okay. Courtney or something like that. It's some Canadian crime TV show. I've been watching that today. It's pretty good. She cooks and Rose, there she is. How are you? Everybody's a load of cooks and Rose. Outstanding channel, by the way. You guys all say hello. And remember, if you're blue, you are welcome to drop your link. And And you don't have to even ask permission on my channel if you're blue. Whoops. And let me go here and make sure of something. She Cooks and Roasts. I'm going to flip you over to blue so you can drop your own link if you wish to. Let me do that real quick. There we go. So, She Cooks and Roasts, you're welcome to drop your link as well. Yeah, Alien, Earth, Alien, whatever it was. Lorelai's been watching that. She's gotten into that. There's some good TV shows out there, I guess. I don't know. We kind of like some of the weird Korean stuff. But I'm more of a murder mystery, kill 'em type of person. Or a science. I'm not a big sci-fi fan. But I don't know. I watched a Christmas movie the other day. It was pretty good, called The Fat Man. It had Mel Gibson in it. Let's see. New TV shows. It wasn't really a Christmas movie, but it was about Christmas. It's called The Fat Man. It was a pretty good movie if you like blood and guts. Doing good. How are you? I am doing good. Doggy's back in the house. You chill. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking, She Cooks. Doggy's back in the house. You choose AF, bro. Yes. You chill. She Cooks and Roasts. Thanks. Yeah, you guys are welcome to drop your links if you got a channel. Doggy, did I ever ask you if you had a channel? I can't remember. And if you guys are kind of new to the group, one thing you'll have to understand, and I know a lot of you guys that have been here forever knows, is I was in a coma some years back. And so my brain malfunctions quite a bit. And so I may not remember things. So don't be offended if I don't remember things or if my brain truly gets stuck on something. Don't take it personal. But it comes from not having oxygen and being infected when I was in a coma. So it's nothing personal. If I forget. But Doggy, I dropped you too. I like your personality. Good, sir. We'll definitely support. Thank you for that. We need all the support we can get. We all need the support we can get. It seems like, yeah, my channel is a non-considered, don't worry about it. All right, well, I subscribe to you anyway, I know that. But we need all the support we can get. I think I'm a little frustrated because it seems like YouTube seems to keep making it harder and harder on us. I don't know why, but I don't know. It's really just hard sometimes on YouTube, as we all know. Pat has a channel that he's trying to grow. So also, Tim has a channel. He had to go work out, but Tim has a channel. So Rob, are you doing anything with your channel? Are you still doing anything with, let me look at you up. Are you doing anything with your channel? Galactic Gaming, if you guys haven't subscribed to him, do that. Yeah, Galactic has 5,000 subscribers. Woohoo, with only 320 videos. Man, he's a rock star in the world. Look at him. You know, he never put anything of me on his channel, though. Well, that's pretty sad, Galactic. So you guys subscribe to each other's channels, you know, is what I was saying. Well, we're always happy to do it. We are. Everybody needs help. And, you know, YouTube, you know, YouTube is supposed to be fun, right? But YouTube seems to take a lot of the fun out of YouTube. Because if they would allow for a longer time period and to push out smaller channels, I think there would be more buzz and more fun because everybody could get to know each other better and have a longer time to see each other's stuff. And so if they would recycle older videos and push them out again, actively and with effort, I think it would do good. I really do. Instead of just saying, well, okay, you put out a video and it only got 200 views, so therefore, who cares? But if they would go back and find older videos that didn't do great and put them out again on channels that are now maybe a lot bigger than they were 2 years ago or 3 years ago, wouldn't it be kind of, because now all of these new people would get to experience some of your early stuff and you could have more stuff to talk about and to deal with or to work with. I don't know, but YouTube's probably going to hear me. They're probably going to send the CIA after me and come knocking on my door any minute and arrest me, take me away to YouTube prison. But that's right. So I don't know how to make a good YouTube channel. I don't. So She Cooks and Rose has 13,000 subscribers, and she has some really good videos. I've watched some of her stuff. So if you like to be entertained, you'll be entertained on her channel. Trust me. Yeah, there's some funny stuff on her channel. And the only thing that's funny on my channel is how I look. That's it. That's all there is. All there is to it. That's all there is to it. Just looking at TV shows. Because, being home this winter, now that winter has come on and we're stuck indoors, I need to find more TV to watch. And we got rid of Netflix. Kind of got tired of them. But the bigger problem with me is I get bored really easy. So if a series has been on for too long, I'm like, look, I get it. You're, 20 years of what, Jim says, take care, everybody. I got to go to the gym. Go to the gym and work out. Got to go to the gym. So it's kind of like you can tell when series kind of didn't expect to last as long as they did. And they've kind of run out of stuff and they recycle things. Plurbius, I don't know what that is. Season 1. Does it say where it's on? Oh, Apple TV. We don't have Apple TV. We're too poor. The Chair Company is on Hulu. It doesn't look that good to me, or HBO. So I don't know. What is people watching? Anything good to watch? The Wolf Hall. Never heard of that, but I don't think we have that channel either. Enjoy Tim going to the gym. Yeah, Tim's pretty dedicated to going to the gym. Code of Silence, Season 1. That might be good, but what is that? Crime. But it doesn't say what channel it's on. I'm here, folks. Pat says, Pat, what's your favorite TV channel to watch right now? Are you still watching the It series? My new video sucks, but I think it's hilarious even if no one watches it. Now look, I will tell you a funny one to watch, Doggy. The Righteous Gemstones is a very funny comedy religious show. We liked it. It was pretty funny. Dying for Sex. I don't know. Hank Hill is back on. I'll check it out. The new Nun movie is a scary one. You're talking about, one of the Nun movies or the latest one from Ed and Lorraine Warren? Because we watched it in the theaters a couple months ago. It's pretty good. Let me go over here and see if I can find Righteous Gym Show. Yeah, gym as in like a gemstone. All right. Doggy, so which one is your latest video? Oh, Snow, my kitty has gone crazy. I have not seen the Nun movies. Yeah, they're a spinoff of the Conjuring. The Conjuring movies. So they're a spinoff of that. And I think there's 2 or 3 of them, along with a couple Annabella movies, which is the doll in The Conjuring. So they got the Nun. I'm trying to see if they got a list of all the Nun movies. Whoops. All right. Let's see if we can find a list of the movies. Oh, now this gives me, oh. Don't play it, no. Yeah, the Nun makes, I think there's 3 of the Nun movies. Nun, where are they at though? That doll video. The doll video, let me see. Oh, I saw the doll video, but I wasn't going to comment on that because I didn't know what he was going to do with that doll. Because in America, that doll, gets kind of used and abused. So I was scared of that doll video. Play the dog video. All right, let me pre-watch it. Make sure it's appropriate for young eyes like Pat. Oh my God. All right, you guys want to see Doggy's video? I'll turn my camera around so you can see it. I did. Does it got sound? So, I think it's safe to say we know why you're single. I think we know why you're single. We do know why you're single, my friend. That's okay, though. It could be worse. Okay, so The Conjuring, which is really good about Ed and Lorraine Warren, they got the original Nun in 2018, part 2 in 2023. So, and I thought there was a third one too. Then you got the movie about Annabelle. Come on now. The Conjuring itself was good. Annabelle Comes Home. If you like scary movies, The Curse of La Llorona. Is it a Conjuring movie? I didn't know that. I don't know that. Conjuring 2. I'm back. My signal is acting up. Pat is having internet issues. Man, I'm about to get dizzy. All right. No wonder there. All right. So, Pat, we need to get you the satellite thing, right? I'm back, my signal. So, but this winter, you know, my health isn't great, so I stay indoors in the cold air a lot, which I hate. So I got to find a lot of stuff to watch, and I just don't know of anything good to watch. I like to watch series. Doggy says, oh, sorry, the doll was a pool toy. Sorry, I missed that one. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's good that you can say that with a straight face, I guess. Nothing wrong with saying that with a straight face. Yes, the Resident Alien series, the comedy, right? We did. Lorelai liked that. And then the other good comedy show is The Ghost. You know, about the lady that falls down and hits her head, and she can see the ghost that lives in her Airbnb up in New England or somewhere. So, yes, Lorelai, my wife, really likes it. And The Ghost we really like. I watched the British version and it kind of stunk. Or I didn't get the humor. Maybe that was the problem. But yes, we like those. I like murder movies. I like things where they kill people and you got to figure out why and who. I didn't find Reacher that great. I tried to watch The Lowdown and I got bored with it. Andor, didn't really get it. Ludwig, didn't get it. The Wheel of Time. Task, I started to watch that and I got really kind of bored on it. I don't like the main actor in it. I think they picked the wrong guy. So I didn't really like it. Mussolini, I haven't seen that. That might be good. I don't really like medical shows like The Pit and Grey's Anatomy. Now, I've watched all of the Dexter, you know, the new Dexter seasons. Those are really good if you like serial killers, which I'm a big fan of. I don't think you can ever go wrong with serial killers. A Devil in Disguise, John Wayne Gacy's limited series. I watch a lot of documentaries. Yeah, Alien Earth, that's right. Season 1, Lorelai just finished it. You know, here's a show that was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And that was called The Peacemaker with John Cena in it. So season 1 was really good. I enjoyed it. Got into season 2 and I went, Duster, I couldn't get into that one. Maybe I'm just too picky. The Last of Us. I would like to see The Chief of War, but we don't have Apple TV because we're too poor. Eyes of Wakanda. I don't know about that one. I don't even get that one either. I don't think it's on Disney. Maybe I get. Is that a cartoon? Yeah, that might be all right. We like the movie. Doctor Who. Never liked Doctor Who. Generation V was pretty good. 1 season and 2 seasons. The Foundation. I thought that. Billy Joel, well, that might be all right. I like music videos. Have you seen Django? Are you talking about the one with Jamie Foxx in it or the original? I'm a big fan of Quentin Tarantino's movies. I love every one of his movies. So yes, I have. Django is one of my favorite movies of his, but I like all of his movies. Jamie Foxx, yes. Department Q, maybe. I'll have to see where that is. Boxing show. But I do like Quentin Tarantino films very much. I did watch the Wednesday series 1 and 2, episodes 1 and 2. Very good. With what's her face in it, Jenna Ortega. You can't go wrong with that. She did a great job in that. Dope Thief is on Apple. I don't have Apple. The Girlfriend, I couldn't really get into The Handmaid's Tale. I try to watch that. You know, where they're like surrogate for having babies. I just couldn't get into it. White Lotus, I couldn't get into it. Man, I think I have too much a high standard. I watched The Bear, the kitchen show, the cooking thing. Got bored of it. We're watching it now. I haven't watched The Residents. That's the comedy mystery show type thing. Black Mirror was pretty good. Apple cider vinegar, don't know what that is. That's on Netflix apparently. It might be good though. Kind of a murder mystery. Yellow Jackets, I got burned out on that. I thought the first season was really good. I think season 2, they kind of went down into a ditch. The Bondsman was a really good series, if you guys haven't seen that, with Kevin Bacon. So I watched it. It was really good. I Love LA, not going to watch that. Stick, no. Come on. Nobody wants this. Yeah, nobody wants you either. Hostage, no. I did like, are they coming out with the season 3 of the Squid Game? Squid Game is good, the originals. We like the Squid Game. Wayward season 1, it was all right. Mobland. If you guys haven't watched Mobland, I would highly recommend you watching Mobland with Tom Hardy in it. It's a really good show. The Hunting Wives, never saw that. Sandman on Netflix. I don't know. That's about it. That's all 100 of them. But what are we going to do? And we like those. But we do like Quentin Tarantino films very much. Seen them all. He actually is a big fan of the Philippines, even though I don't think he can go back to the Philippines right now. I think he got in trouble. I think his wife is Filipino or half Filipino, if I remember right. So, Django's a good movie. The original movie is not very good, to be honest. The original Django is not very good. That's what I need to do. Oh, no. Cancel. Don't do that. I almost canceled myself. Man, don't ever want to cancel yourself. I tried to upload a new video that's going to come out, but it didn't upload for some reason. I'll try it again. My YouTube didn't allow me to upload something. Where did it go? I gotta redo it. All right, so it's saying it's uploading now. We'll have to see. Sometimes I just watch movies in 10 minutes to get the idea of what to watch. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm just kind of particular. But this winter is coming. I'll be locked indoors a lot more than normal. So I have to kind of find stuff to do this winter. So watch some TV. I've been studying watching Pepsi Paloma. Excuse me. Oh, hang on. Watching Pepsi Paloma. Who's that? I don't know who that is, Pat. When she was famous, I know who killed her. I'm going to Google that because I don't know who that is. Or at least the name doesn't ring a bell. It's a Philippine name, and the middle name, eternal name. Was a Filipino dancer and actress in the Philippines. She was one of the most popular soft drink beauties introduced in the 80s along with Sarah's Emmanuel, Coco Nicole. Okay. She was born in 66. She was murdered. She was in a couple movies. Brown Emmanuel, Virgin People, Suicide Mama, Snake Sister, Snake Eye. Holy crap. What kind of movies was she? So she was raped by a couple comedians. In 1985, she was found dead in her apartment in apparent suicide by hanging. Ouch. Yeah. She looks somewhat familiar, Pat. She looks a little familiar to me. You remember when I was younger knowing what happened? Try to hide this in the film. Oh, I'm sure they did. They don't like bad press. Well, that's what you got to wonder. How many of these, suicides are truly suicides? It's kind of like, the guy from Grasshopper, David Carradine, or Richard Carradine, one of the Carradine brothers, the older one, and then of course Nikola Tesla, another famous, so I think it's easy for people to fake those or to make those look like what it is, and it's not what it is, and it's hard to disprove you. So I think that happens a lot, more than we know, to be honest. Now I don't think all of it's that way. I do think people have a lot of mental health issues and they suffer through it, but it is one way to get rid of somebody. And does your right brother? Yeah, I mean, I really do. I mean, and I know there's no way to prove it or disapprove, and a lot of times, I think part of the big problem is a lot of times things aren't investigated. Things are taken on face value. Oh, it looks like a suicide, so it must be a suicide. It looks like an accidental death, so it is. You know, I don't think law enforcement, one, has the resources, and two, they really care enough to dig deep into things. I just don't. And I think that happens all the time on a regular basis. I think it's easier just to oh, yeah, that's what it is. That's what I think anyway. Yep, you got to connect them dots. And, you know, and what I tell people this is, look, if they're, okay, you can only connect the dots if they're dots to be connected. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like where there's smoke, there is fire. You can't have fire without smoke. I know technically you can, all you science geeks, but you get my point. If there weren't any dots, you couldn't connect them. So Bruce Lee, you know, there's just so many, you know, so much that we just don't know and we don't understand and we don't have a clue about. And I truly think, you know, the Clintons are guilty of it. You know, look, there's a real question about what was the Kennedy who was challenging for office against Hillary Clinton, who died in the plane crash. And then was it her personal secretary who shot himself in his car? You know, there's a lot of dirt. And I like the Clintons because I've met him and he's from my state. But there's a whole lot of dirt on a lot of these people that kind of makes you go, well, if they didn't have a hand in it, they were a driving force behind it. It's amazing what money can do. You got that right. If I won the big time lottery, you'd never see me again. No, you would, because I'd be on here gloating. I'd be on here gloating. But you're right. Money, fame, fortune, and power. Very insulated, yeah. Well, now with the new Jeffrey Epstein tapes coming out and files being released, we should start seeing some squirming going on in the world of the politics. So that should be happening, the next, couple weeks. So that'd be interesting to see what shakes out from all of that mucky muck, right? So, all these people wanted to say there's something there's something in those files, and now we're going to find out, I guess. And, but, I don't know. But we all know a little bit of a politics history. If the Kennedy boy wouldn't have died in that plane crash, he would more than likely have beaten Hillary Clinton in the primaries. So very interesting that he didn't make it. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things that makes you go, I wonder. One of those things that make you go, I wonder. I wonder. I wonder. But a lot of stuff out there that aliens or extraterrestrials from ancient societies being way smarter than we are. That's one of the things that frustrates me in life is how smart we think we are. And how dumb we think anybody who wasn't born the same year as we are dumb. So people that lived 1,000 years ago ate rocks. They weren't smart enough to get out of their own way. And I think that is such of a pathetic view at history. To think that we're the smartest people that have ever walked the planet is just bonkers to me. It just really is. Totally bonkers to me. The arrogance of us to think, we are, we're the end all be all, right? Nobody that came before us. And then there's a whole lot of people think Michelle Obama's a man. I don't know about that because I don't know anything about that. But there's a lot of people that think that she's a man. It's just weird stuff. And I do think some of it's a little kooky. So, huh. Sorry, I was reading something there. Who knows? Pat is right. She might be a man. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really don't know, but I think there's a, and I think what muddies the water, and I really don't know, nor do I really care, but I think what muddies the water so much on Michelle Obama, whether she's a man or a woman, is the fact that there's so many people running out there saying that they're a woman when they're really a man. So many people competing in sports as a man, or that's a man that competes as a woman. So I think that muddies the water. Some people think the earth is only 2,000 years old. I don't think so. I don't think so either. Those are usually religious people that have a closed mind about, they think the world revolves around the Bible and the Bible only, which I appreciate them. Hey, did Dick Cheney die today? Well, I didn't know that. Did you guys know that Dick Cheney died? But yes, if you're, died at 84. I didn't know that. Don't really care. I never liked him. And I think it's okay if you believe that the world only started with the Bible. Hey, that's your belief system and you just do you. But just not logical. And then I was also reading today where Pat says, yeah, you knew that he passed away. I didn't know that. So many viewpoints, which I think is good. I mean, is what makes the world interesting, is all these different viewpoints, crazy or not. How the planet was formed, it's just everything. I saw today also, because I followed this a little bit about cruise news, that apparently that girl that was murdered on the cruise ship a few months back, apparently her stepsister or step sibling is going to be arrested maybe for that. So that's kind of sad. People believe that, I don't know. There's so many weird beliefs out there, which is okay. Rob is back in the house. Well, Rob, Galactic Gaming, sir, and kind young man. Galactic Gaming, here's what I think. I'm not convinced that we don't already have proof of extraterrestrial. I'm just not. And if you want to get down that rabbit hole and kind of go deeper, one way to look at it is, are we not extraterrestrials ourselves? Were we not here from Pam Sporia? Did we not come to the planet that way? So maybe we are the illegal aliens on the planet. But Galactic, the older I get, the more I have a tendency to believe we are not alone, we haven't been alone, and the proof is already here. She cooks and Rose agrees. She likes the gray aliens. So, do I have definitive proof where I can pull up a little Martian or some other guy? But then again, I think we're the Martians or the aliens or the Jupiters and, you know, I just think it's hard to sit there and say there is no way, no chance that we are the only living life in any of the galaxies. I just find that a big, big pill to swallow. To say we, planet Earth, is the only, planet that has living life on it. Galactic says, I used to be heavy into the research of that stuff. It's not possible that we are alone. It's just not logical. I know people of deep religious faith doesn't want to acknowledge it because that may blow out their religious beliefs. I get that. Okay, I get it. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, but it's just not logical. It's just not. I'm not saying that Jesus didn't happen the way it happened. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's a whole lot more to the equation than that one small variable. We just can't be the only living. I'm not saying intelligent because when it comes to the grand scheme of things, Earthlings may be the dumbest creatures in the universe and the galaxies, and we just don't know it. We may be thinking we be smart, but they may look at us as fleas on a dog's ass. So, Do you think the government think we aren't ready to know the truth yet? They're worried about the disruption it will cause to humanity and our belief system. No. I think you're giving the government too much credit. The reason the government, I don't know what they know, if the government knows anything, the only reason they're not sharing with us everyday humans what they know is because of selfish reasons. Not to protect us, not to think that we can't handle it. That might be their BS speech, but it's because they're trying to figure out how to capitalize on their knowledge. And as long as they keep us in the dark, the easier it is for them to capitalize, to steal the technology, to manipulate the technology, to benefit the governments of the world and businesses of the world, not us. So no, I don't think they're doing it to protect us. Money farming, there you go. Government hiding it from the people. Certainly not to protect us, they want to keep power. That's correct. So they're not doing it with good intentions. That's correct. And I believe that. And the government is hiding things. But they're hiding things on every front. They're hiding every bit. They're hiding more stuff than we could ever imagine. I mean, they're hiding. But it's because it benefits them. That's why. Not because they need to protect us or we can't handle it. And every government does it to a degree. I do think governments are starting in other parts of the world, starting to go, And look, even with Elon Musk, he's not the government. I think he knows way more than he lets on, and he does it because it gives him power. He doesn't need the money, but he likes having the power. He likes being the smartest person in the room, which he is. So the knowledge that he's gained doing what he does, he's keeping it to himself because he likes the power of it. Pat agrees. I think it's sad because I do think humans can handle it. Humans are very adaptable. I think the key would be a mad scramble, an uprising against the government for lying to us all these years or from hiding things from us. So the people will be mad at their governments, and so they've kind of gotten behind the 8 ball in this. Imagine rogue governments and corporations taking out UFOs and stealing their tech. Yeah, I think some of that has happened and probably does happen. I do think there's been some accidents. I also think I'm a little bit on the side of thinking we've had extraterrestrials dump knowledge to interfere with the planet, to interject themselves. So there has been some whoops, and there's also been some intentional, and there's also been intentional interference. I've heard that you can't go to Area 51. You cannot. You cannot get into Area 51. Now, the rumors are Area 51 is no longer Area 51. They have a new Area 51. Area 51 Point B. Because they know everybody's looking at Area 51, so they've moved the sensitive stuff somewhere else. And they use Area 51 as a diversion. Whatever they call the place, that's it. I drove to the perimeter and got some photos. There you go, man. Is that why you got ran out of the country? They came and knocking at your door. Do I need to call the CIA? The Men in Black? Call, here, I got to make my note. Call Men in Black on Rob. All right, I got a note. I'm going to call them up tomorrow. So, I think Area 51 is nothing but a big hoax right now. Back in the day, maybe, but I do think right now it's just a big texting ground. It's a bullshit. It's a misdirection. I know they tried hiding things in the mountains, alien ships and aliens. Yeah, I think we hide stuff, and I think we hide stuff in plain sight. So I think there are, caves or mountains or whatever technology, and we don't even have a fathom what the aliens actually can do. What the mountain called the nuclear bunker? It's a Cheyenne Mountain or something. Yeah, Cheyenne Mountain. Yes, you can't get around that one. So, alien hotspots. What's the alien hotspot near you, Rob? And I know Pat has a couple out by him. Alien base. Not really sure what's going on with you. Wells UFO sighting. Is that the one at the Army base? In the 80s? Greatest cover-up? Pintrich? Is that how you say that? Pintrich? Never seen Google. I've never seen an alien, but my friend says he's seen a 7-footer. I've seen a 7-foot Bigfoot, let me tell you. Columbus, Indiana has hidden loss of things from people. Like 2 ladies died. She saw UFO Bigfoots. I don't know this. Yes. One night on February the 2016, an event unfolded in South Wales town. That was out of the ordinary, claim to have observed massive unidentified objects, accompanied by an array of mysterious lights. Others claim to see Apache helicopters. Yeah, we have this in America, every other day, Rob. Let's see. Haven't heard of that one. I haven't heard of many around here. Been from money moving satellites over the years, stargazing, but who knows? You live in the South Wales, Columbus, has hidden lots of things. Yes. Well, and now the real question do you believe aliens are the gray aliens, the reptile aliens, or aliens that we don't have a clue about? Keeping people from knowing in my place. I think that's the key. I think the government doesn't want us to know about anything. That's part of that disinformation. So, the one thing I've always wondered is about crop circles. Why would aliens make crop circles? If you were trying to go undiscovered, why would you make a crop circle? I think they're cool looking, and I know they've been debunked a lot, most of them have, but if you were an alien species coming to visit us incognito, why would you do a crop circle? How would that keep you hidden? I don't understand that. Keep the people out from knowing, and yes. Yeah, well, it just, I think they're really cool looking, but why would you do that? If you got the power to go through space, you can't figure out, it's like when on the Star Trek movies, how they land and crush it. You can't figure out how to land without damaging the grass, but you can traverse space. But you can't figure out how not to make designs in the grass? I don't know. I'm looking at what you're sending me, Rob. Cheapton crop circle astonishes drivers. Yeah. I just don't know if I believe in crop circles or when the aliens come and hang out. That was a mile from your house. Oh, that's cool. It just blows my mind to think that I could travel galaxies and through space and all of this. But now if I'm doing it intentionally, like some people say, to leave a message for the peon earthlings, maybe the aliens are going, hey, I know your government is lying to you. So what we're going to do is leave you hidden messages in crop circles. I don't know. If that was the case, why wouldn't they just come out and take over the TV signal, the airwaves, and announce themselves? They say, we know your government's been lying to you. Look, here we are. Versus trying to make an encrypted crop circle. I don't get that. Because if I was an alien species and I went to your planet, if I wanted you to know about it, I would just land my big ass mean spaceship on your ground and tell you to go, Alien gang graffiti. Doggy was here. There you go. It might be. Maybe it is just graffiti. Maybe the little aliens are bored, right? The kids, the teenagers are bored, So the teenagers, run out at night and do some graffiti. Mom and dad alien when they gets back in the morning go, oh, what did you do that for? Oh, you gotta quit, man, you know. Pat is asking, did you hear that there was some guy going to build Titanic 2 ship in the future? You mean a ship like the Titanic? They're going to build a replica of the Titanic? That'd be cool. I know if you've ever been to, if you go to like the Branson, Missouri, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, other places, they have the Titanic Museum and exhibit that takes you on a tour of what the Titanic was really like. It's really cool. We've been to it. But yeah, I haven't heard that somebody's going to build a replica, but why not? I mean, you'd be shocked at how small it is compared to modern day cruise ships. I know that. But yeah, why not? I would go on it. Yeah, Doggy says, I've seen the, right, I've heard there's going to be a Titanic 2 too, but how can you have a Titanic 2? That doesn't make any sense. Well, I would. If I had the money and if I could go on a Titanic, I would go on it. I'd go on the Queen Mary if I could afford to go and if they were doing cruises. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it would be cool to go on a replica ship. I'm down for it. I've been on a battleship. I've been on a submarine in Alabama. Those were cool to go on. But yeah, hell, why not? I'm up for it. You know, I would like to do that. Imagine if it sinks again. We don't get it around icebergs, that's for sure, right? But are they going to make a new movie? I hope they don't, because let's see what they're talking about. Yeah, they're saying that they're going to make a Titanic Part 2. I'm going to see what the premise of the movie is. I'm reading here. I think the Titanic 2 movie is more of fake news. It may be more hype and fake news for other projects or something. It doesn't look like it's really real. They've got a lot of effort into making people think it's going to be a real movie. And maybe it will, but this kind of looks like kind of like a deep fake. It may be. This is not the movie I'm talking about. There's people putting money in the Titanic 2 for people to vacation in the future. Yeah, you're talking about building a new ship, right, Pat? New, let me Google that. Yeah, I think there's two things going on. There's rumors about this new movie, part 2, or, you know, and then there's also a group that's working to build a new ship. Cruise Hive, in the year 2027, a Titanic replica project resurfaces with the 2027 launch date. Model replica of the Titanic The Titanic 2 is a project of Australian mining magnate Culver Palmer. It's officially on the books. He set sail from Southampton, England in June of 2027, nearly 150 years before the original liner did the same. So, yes, they're making a Titanic 2 ship for cruising. But then I also think that has spurred this belief that there's going to be a part 2 to Titanic the movie. If we had the money, I'd go on it. Trust me. If anybody wants to buy me a ticket, I'll be happy to go on it. So I think that's what's happening. And yes, Pat, there are a lot of people that are saying, so what's going to happen is the Titanic on its first major voyage, part 2, the second ship, the remake, the replica, is going to sink. My God, how many naysayers do we have in the world? But I would love to go on this ship. Even though our capacity was 3,500 people. Yeah, there's a lot of people that they like the curse, the curse of things, right? But they're going to build a new Titanic, but I got a feeling, Pat, that this guy, when he builds his new Titanic, that is going to have modern day technology, instrumentation, electronics, and he's not going to sell it anywhere there's icebergs. Not for sure if I would go on that ship. I would, Pat. I mean, look, if somebody would buy Lorelai and I tickets to go on that ship, I'd be the first one on. Man, I would jump on that like nobody's business. I would. But then again, I'm one of these crazy people that if they would allow me, I'd go to Mars. Probably really cramped if it's built to specifications. You got that right, doggy, right? Because, the cabins that they had back in the day weren't like our cabins we're used to now with cruise ships. And I love cruises. I mean, if I had money and my wife didn't have to work, we would cruise once a month, maybe twice a month. Oh, I would try it in a heartbeat. I mean, all they'd have to do is just say, hey, come on, fat boy. And I would say, woohoo, sign me up. I'm on my way. Yeah, we're thinking about going on a cruise in Europe next year anyway, in 2026. So we're thinking about if we can save up the money going on a European cruise next year to like Germany and the Netherlands and places like that. I just got to save up the money. But I would. It's the same thing like the Queen Mary. I would go on the Queen Mary if all possible. Wouldn't bother me a bit. But I really am one of those. If I was a healthy guy back in the day, I would have done those Discovery Eco Challenges. Or they would take a team of 10 or 6 people, 5 people, and you got to go through the Eco Challenge and travel. Man, I would do it if I could. It would be funny if the crew were all quirky on the Titanic too. It would be funny. Man, I would work it. Could I get a job on the Titanic too? Maybe I could be the captain who sank the first one, the bearded guy. But man, I think it would be really cool to go on. But I have my body doesn't allow me, but I have a really sense of adventure. I would just love to go and do things. It doesn't say, let's see how much the tickets are going to be. Let's see if we can, I'm going to see how much the tickets are. How much would it cost? Maybe instead of e-begging for $5 million, I'll e-beg for a ticket. So the ship's going to cost about $500 million. Titanic 2's news. There's a website dedicated to this. Let's not get too excited about tickets. It's not going to probably let me know how much they're thinking they're charging. Holy shit. All right, here we go. Roughly right now, first class suites are going to be $75,000 a person. Second class is going to be $1,000 a person. That's not bad. Third class, where all the poor people went, was going to be about $700 per person. Maybe win your ticket in a lucky hand of poker. There you go. James is in the house. How are you, James, my friend? Everybody say hello to James. Sure, Lorelai would approve of the movie at the show when you both go. Hopefully she won't be bored. Yeah, you never know, James, you know. How are you? What's going on in your part of the world, James? We're going to go to Dallas this weekend, James. Are you going to go with us? We're going to go down to Dallas, Texas and do some, Lorelai's doing some shopping. I'm going to be doing some crying, and driving. We're going to go by Jollibee on our way home, James, and bring a bunch of chicken back to everybody. So, James in the house. James is our very first YouTube subscriber and follower, believe it or not. So hats off to James for sticking around this long, putting up with us. So we're going to Dallas, Texas this weekend. Lorelai's going to buy a treat for herself. I'm doing fine in California. Hello, everybody. It's winter time here, James, as you know. It's starting to get a little chilly for us. So, a little cool out. But it's supposed to be a nice weekend in Dallas, so we're driving. We're going to leave Saturday morning and come back Sunday night. So, we're going to stay the night at my brother's place there outside of Dallas. And Lorelai and Michelle and Jovan, remember Michelle, the cute girl that's pregnated now that you like, James? She's pregnated, and they're going with us. And I guess we're going to go spend the day and a half at the malls in Dallas, Texas, shopping. And then we're going to eat Jollibee on the way home. It's not really that bad in Dallas, believe it or not, James. Small's really not that bad in Dallas. Pat says hello. It's really not. Dallas is kind of like in an open area, so it usually gets a lot of winds that blow through that part of Texas, and so it doesn't usually stay that way. Pat says hello and thumbs up. Oh, Dallas, it's not cold. Bro, I'm in Massachusetts. I know, man, but anything below 70 is cold here. Your brother's in San Antonio? Nice. Yeah, Dallas isn't that bad. You know, small-wise, traffic's crazy, but we are going on the weekend, so hopefully it won't be too bad. And we're going to go to to the different malls, I guess. And then we got to come back to Plano, Texas, and buy Jollibee and bring it back to Arkansas, 5-hour drive. So, it's crazy, everybody. It's crazy, let me tell you. My friend Ray is there, but I call him my bro. All right. James says hello to you, Pat. So that's what we're doing this weekend, James. And the next weekend we're doing Thanksgiving. As you know, you're welcome to come join us. And then after that, I don't know. It's Christmas time again. We went to a Christmas outdoor lighting thing Sunday night. It's called Nature at Night. You ride a golf cart. You drive a golf cart through through a mountain, through some waterfalls and caves, and it's all lit up. And they got light shows and gigantic elk and wolves hauling at the moon, and really cool. It's about a 45-minute golf cart ride through nature at night. It's all lit. It's really cool. You'll see the video coming out. So we did that Sunday night, James, and Michelle and Jovan went with us. But I'm ready to take a break. I'm not looking forward to this weekend, to be honest. I'm not. I am going to try to do a live stream from the Dallas Mall I think we're going to the North Park Center and to the Galleria, I think is where we're going. So I know I can't go inside some of those stores because they won't let me in live stream, but I'm going to try to do some live streaming out in the foyer area, out and show you guys what's going on there. So that's what we've been doing, James. I hope you've been doing good, buddy. So other than that, nothing too exciting for us here. Just kicking back, relaxing, waiting for the winter to come in. So, we were talking about aliens earlier, James. If you're still there, what do you think about extraterrestrials? You think extraterrestrials exist? Maybe our politicians are aliens, I think you're going to have a lot of politicians squirming in the next couple of weeks. So there's going to be a lot of people going, oh crap, I think. And I don't think anybody with big names, but I think there's going to be a lot of people not happy with their names being tossed out and being accused of things over the next few weeks. Democrats and Republicans, business people. I think you're going to find a lot of business people hung out with Jeffrey. Not just politicians, but regular business people. And you're going to probably be surprised that some of them are named in these documents. But what are you going to do, right? We just keep going and doing what we can. But yeah, new cruise ship called the Titanic 2 is definitely coming in 2027 from England, but it's an Australian mining tycoon who's building it. So that's kind of cool, man. I would be excited to go on it. So I really would. I'd be really excited to go on that. Remember those drones in New Jersey? Boop, boop. Yeah. And what bugs me is they couldn't come out and definitively say anything. That is so illogical. Whether it was people in their backyard screwing around or this or that. The worst thing that, is just crazy, doggy, Drones are cool. I want an underwater drone. Do they make an underwater drone? Does anybody know? I want to buy a drone that I can put under the water. James says, I think there's something out there in our vast universe. Kanisha saying, where's my wife? My wife is working hard, slaving away. Kanisha, thank you for coming in. Everybody say hi to Kanisha. Kanisha from the great state of New York. It was intentionally recognized, yes. Internationally, I know, world recognized. But what was it? What's the hoopla? Why didn't people just shoot the damn things down? That's the other thing I didn't understand. If that would have been in my part of the country, these rednecks that live around here, they would have just got out and blasted them out of the air. They would have been picking up drones left and right because people in my part of the world would have got their guns out and went and shot them. You can convince me to go on that ship, Brother David, with you and Lorelei. Let me know. I will go with you guys. I hope you buy other food, dinners on me. Good. Yeah, we better, Pat, if we're going to go on that cruise ship, the Titanic, in 2027, we better all find a whole lot of money because, $75,000 per person's a lot of money. If I win the mega lottery, maybe I'll take you. A lot of money, 75,000 bucks. Because I don't want to sleep in third class. I'm not a third class guy, Pat. I may be low class, but I'm not third class. But how cool that'd be. But yeah, I mean, that's what blew me away about the drones. Yeah. So, there had to be something else to that, right? So, I think it was a red herring. I think, Doggy, I think the Chinese balloon was a red herring. I don't think that's what it was. I think if it was truly a Chinese balloon and a threat to America, the government would have eliminated it immediately. Instead, they let us think this to build sympathy towards the government or animosity towards China. So it was done to manipulate us. It truly wasn't a threat. The government may look stupid about it, but they wanted us to look at that red herring. If it would have been real, it would have been eliminated and we would have never known about it. James says, hello to you, Kanisha. Good to see you tonight. We got California in the house on one hand, and we got New York in the house on the other hand. East to west, west to east, north to south. Everybody's here from all over the world, James Robinson. So that's what I think about the Chinese balloon. I don't think it was real. I'm sure there was something floating around up there, but it wasn't a threat. Because if it truly was, it would have been eliminated. But they used it as an opportunity for something, some kind of agenda, distraction. I don't know, something. Because that's one of the frustrating things to me is we can't trust anything we see on the internet, on TV, and that we can't believe anything anymore. James says, David, yes, there are underwater drones, also known as remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, unmanned auto vehicles, which are waterproof. So, James, can I buy one? So what I mean, James, is I want to buy one for me that I could take to the lake when I go fishing and just put it in the water and drive it around in the water and take a video. You know what I mean? I want to do that. I want to take it to a river, where the trout are, and drive it around in the water while I stand there and videotape it under the water. That's what I want to do. Sleeping Eater was sleeping on, well, yeah, but he wasn't in charge anyway, Joe Biden wasn't in charge of anything. So would that be called like a personal ROV? But are they affordable yet? I can't afford this. Oh, well, James, they do have some. They got one on Amazon that's $400. It's palm size. That's perfect. They got one that's $4,200. Here's one for $500,000. They have them, James. You're right. They even got some with little pinchers. Oh, I need to buy one of these. I'm going to have to do a GoFundMe page. Chasing Gladius Minimum is a compact and affordable underwater drone designed for beginners and recreational use. Compact drone, easy, and I'm going to Google that one. Because I think I wouldn't use one in the air, but since I like the water so much, I would use one in the water. Wow, $1,000 though. Yeah, I see that one on Amazon now. I think Amazon has that one, exact same one for, yeah, $1,000. They got a smaller version called a Dory, $500. Man, I'd like to have one of those. Be cool, huh? Oh man, I need one of these. All right, forget a beach house. Now I need an underwater drone. Nah, I still need a beach house. Because if I had a beach house, then I would need the drone and I could use the drone at my beach house, right? I want like a 2-kilometer range aircraft drone. That would be so cool. That would be cool. Yeah, I think the air drones are really cool. I just can't see, because nobody lets you use them anymore. But if you go to the water or go to the pond or go to these little lakes, nobody's going to bust your chops about doing an underwater drone. If you try to fly a real drone at a park or you can't do it. They get mad at you. Cricket customer is in the house. How are you, Cricket? Don't forget about my 1 year in YouTube, guys. That's right. Cricket has been here 1 year. We appreciate that, Cricket. Cricket's been on the internet, the YouTube land, my channel for 1 year. Congratulations. Happy 1 year anniversary, or happy anniversary. It wouldn't be 1 year anniversary. It'd just be anniversary. But James, that's really cool. I'm going to have to study that maybe some more. Maybe down the road I can figure out how to get one. But that's something I would do because I think it'd be cool. Where did you guys go? I got the cheap drone and I'm apprehensive. Yeah, Pat says, I've been on Brother David's channel going on 2 years. I think it's been longer for Cricket. I don't think Cricket realized that he's been on longer than that. So, Pat, I agree with you. Pat's been around a couple years now. James has been around since day one. Just play with my nieces is most honestly, yeah. But, I would like to take it to places, zoos and play, but people get pissy about drones. But an underwater drone, like when I go fishing, wouldn't it be cool to just run it? I would go and do that. I would live stream me playing under the water. If we went to the beach, went to a lagoon, just get out and drive around in the lagoon. I think it'd be really cool to do. But $1,000 is kind of out of the budget. We'll have to wait. We got bigger fish to fry than that. I mean, I'd still like to buy another doggy since my Daisy died. But, a wiener dog, a female long hair is about $2,500, so that's a lot of money. I need a new mobility scooter. That's about $2,500. So dropping $1,000 on a underwater drone that I really don't need, probably not in the future. Seaweeds, yes. Wouldn't that be cool though? It'd be pretty cool. I think it'd be really cool. Maybe someday. Maybe when I hit the lottery, James, I'll buy you one too. You and I will get matching underwater drone thingies, James. We can have a race. You can start in California, I'll start in Florida, and we'll see if our dreams can match. Laura, I got the message, so you just keep an eye on that, and when it's ready, you just, let me know and I'll order it. But I saw what she sent you, Laura. So that's good. Maybe it'll work. It would be, wouldn't it? I mean, it'd just be really cool to get to see that. You're still here. I am for a little bit longer. Yep. But yeah, off the beach, in the lagoons, the canals, under boat docks. No, not yet. I'll go eat in a little bit, Lorelei. So even where I go fishing, like even at the White River, where it's a trout fishing river, the water's crystal clear, letting it, swim around by the trout, chasing the trout would be really cool. And then, I don't know, an underwater drone would be badass. I'm just telling you, it would be really cool. Really cool. I need one of those, but I need a dog first and a mobility scooter, so I don't need a drone. But it'd be cool. When I win the lottery, I'll get everything I ever wanted. So that's all I know, but that would be cool. Would be cool. I don't know. So what else is going on? All right. 170. What's in my shopping cart? Why is there stuff in my Amazon shopping cart? Oh. There's a lot of fishies and stuff in there because I catch a shark at the beach before. Yeah, we've done a lot of deep sea fishing, offshore fishing, and deep sea fishing. We love to go saltwater fishing. So yes, we love saltwater fishing. I like to go to piers, docks, walkways, you name it. It doesn't matter. If we can saltwater fish, I am really good. Pat says, hello, there's a lot of fishies. Yes, Pat says, hello. Might delete the one in the shopping cart. Well, just leave it. Leave what's in the shopping cart for now so that we can look at those as a point of reference. Lorelei said, hello to you, Pat. So yeah, that's cool, James. James was here earlier, Lorelei. But man, I need one of them. When we were in Aruba, we did those underwater bobs. It's like a jetpack that you wear your snorkeling gear with, and you kind of put it under your chest. You kind of swim up on it like a swim board, and it has triggers here, and it's like jet powered, and it takes you up under the water like a jet ski, but it's all under the water. Really cool. If you ever get a chance to use a bob or an underwater jet ski type thing, do it. Yeah, it's crazy when you lose 100 yards of line at low. Yes, it is. Watching it strip, I love, Kenesha says, I am back. I love watching the line trip. Even when I go after trout, I use ultralights, and I set my drag really light so that when I catch one, it sounds like it's a 90-pound whatever, zipping line. You gotta like that. Kenesha is back in the house. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to wind this one down a little bit. I'm getting a little tired. We got a big weekend to go to this weekend. So tomorrow's Thursday. I might come back live Friday night, and then you'll see us Saturday and maybe Sunday doing some live streams. So Kenesha's I didn't have anything for dinner. I didn't get to have dinner. See you next time, Pat says. Oh, got a micro series Fluger. Oh, there you go. I have those too. I got a whole, yeah, that's what I use. That's what I use, doggy. Exactly what I use. Love them. Love them. Good night, everybody. Good to see y'all. Take care, everybody. We will see you guys hopefully Friday. Everybody take care. If you need us, James, we appreciate you. Everybody be safe. Talk to you guys next time.